All right, we are back. We were on a little hiatus. What was it been, like 2 months, I think?
Almost 2 months.
Sorry, guys. I know a lot has happened. We got a couple lined up shows we want to do. As you can see on screen right here, we are joined by our wonderful friend, Mr. Alvin Jackson. Say hello to the people.
What's going on, people?
So we got an interesting one for you today. Get off of a little bit of Ron's gun talks and stuff like that. We're gonna talk a little like movie culture and pop culture and how our society is affected by that, or how they use it to shape us and stuff like that. So yeah, how are you guys? How are you guys?
Today is August
Oh yeah, Ron
2nd, 2019.
at 6:20 p.m. I love how summer
We
have
always
all,
like to say that because then a viewer will watch this 10 years from now and go, man, I was like doing something that day. What was I doing? Where was I at?
probably like 20 years in the future. But. All right. So yeah, our topic today. How would you explain it, Alvin? Like the overall.
I don't know. I kind of look at it as a shift in I don't know, like just sensitivity and like everything that we do nowadays, especially like in media, since pretty much everyone has a voice versus back in like the 90s and early 2000s and stuff like that. You know, it's like everyone has something to say about something.
Right. And I think I've said this on the podcast, but we are in the generation of everyone's able to talk to each other for the first time and share their beliefs and opinions, whether they be good or bad. But I don't know, I was just looking for like the tagline of today's topic. I think the word whitewashing has came into play, or
Whitewashing, blackwashing, yellow washing. There's just a whole lot of washing going on nowadays, and
you know how many freaking car washes are popping up all around here? It's crazy. Every new construction, I'm like, oh, what new? Oh, it's a freaking car wash again. Literally 4 of them have popped up in a mile radius here. They gotta be like money fronts or something, money laundering.
Yeah, because this is not a place that has weather, so you almost never need to wash your car.
Yeah, I mean dirt and dust, but too many people watch Breaking Bad on Netflix, I guess. But all right, so we could jump right in here. So we've been noticing in movie culture lately. I mean, really, they're really pushing it within the last year. I think. I mean, and last year, but. We're talking about like taking a predominantly white cast or something like that and making it an African American cast, or
vice versa,
or just like we say, like
gender swapping, change the man's role for a female's role, stuff like that, and everything. To try to reach a new demographic and everything, or a more relatable audience, or an untapped market, stuff like that.
I think that's it right there, the untapped market. So we're talking about, like, I know it's been, across the news, everything with the Little Mermaid, how they're the actress that they casted for that. We're also talking about like the Men in Black movie that came out, that Ocean's 8 movie that came out, Ghostbusters. Yeah, and we're just curious of why they're choosing to go this route. I guess all the ideas are taken, but
and like I won't lie, when I first heard about that Little Mermaid thing, I just kind of raised my eyebrows, kind of like, really, like what's going on here? Like
it's a very classic look,
I mean, I would say, I mean, yes, it's a classic look and everything. It's I mean, when you really think about it, like, would the Little Mermaid even be white or black?
I don't think so. It would have been like a Caribbean chick.
Caribbean,
yeah. But obviously back when it was
Irish.
made,
she has red hair. She's not Irish.
That's why you've seen
Right.
Disney go that way with all their new princesses and dolls and stuff like that. But it's just very weird they chose this one to do it with.
Well, here's my thing, because I'm a man. I was never into Little Mermaid. When I was younger and Little Mermaid first came out, I probably didn't know that Little Mermaid was even a thing until like 5 years after it came out. So
you were probably at the strip club or something.
No,
finding your own Little Mermaid.
Probably drinking somewhere. But this is my thing. If they genuinely were like, okay, let's make a live action Little Mermaid movie, and then they went out to cast it, and then this young lady showed up at the casting, and they're like, yeah, let her try out, and she sang the best, and she was charming and knew the lines, and they're like, fuck it, let's go with her, and that's a genuine thing.
Right.
But if they go, you know what, the black community wants Little Mermaid.
They want their own mermaid.
Let's go out of our way, like The Wiz. Remember The Wiz? For Wizard of Oz and The Wiz?
I mean, but like when you really think about it back in those times, it's like black people didn't have a lot to relate to and everything. They're just like, it's pretty much like, where's our Wiz at? You know, it's like, you know, is this our Wiz and everything? But I feel like we have reached a point to, we don't have to do that anymore. You know, it was like
for millennials, what we're discussing is the movie The Wizard of Oz back in the 40s,
Michael Jackson,
the 30s,
Diana Ross,
Technicolor,
and the 70s. Because I was alive, probably I think when they made that, they made a movie called The Wiz instead of The Wizard of Oz, and it was all black cast. Michael Jackson and yeah, I watched that too. I didn't care. Like.
Right, we're not saying we're against it or anything. We're just trying to figure out why all of a sudden push. Because it seems like every movie now coming out.
I don't think anybody cares. They watch a movie and they enjoy it or they don't. It's not like people.
Oh, this was an
it's
uprising.
Not like people should be going, you know what?
This
that
is not my Ariel hashtag this and that. And it's just like, you know, it is what it is. If it's a good movie, it's a good movie. If it's a bad movie, it's a bad movie. But the only bad thing is that, you know, this kind of like sort of up and comer in the scene. She's in the show called Grownish, which is a little hybrid show off of Blackish, if you've ever seen that show. Really beautiful girl, can sing, beautiful voice and everything, you know, but that's a lot of pressure to be putting on a young actress like that, you know. This could make or break her career, you know.
Right.
And it's kind of similar with you remember they rebooted Fantastic Four with Michael B. Jordan and everything.
Right, I forgot about that one.
Exactly, that was horrible.
Well, the whole movie got really bad results.
And if he didn't have Black Panther to fall back on and Creed, yeah, who's to say where he would be right now if he didn't have those scenes to fall back on, you know. Luckily, she has this show to fall back on if this doesn't work out, but who knows?
One I really don't like. Well, here, let me pull up some. So we'll kind of go through this. I found this list on Google. It says 18 movie reboots with gender swap leads with his girlfriend, or blah, blah, blah. Anyways, some of these are pretty old.
Yeah, it's better to take a super old movie from decades ago that nobody knows about and remake that because you can do whatever you want with it.
Right. So we got the next Karate Kid movies coming out, and I guess they're gonna make her which is fine as long as they're a part of the original story.
Oh, they're gonna. So she's that very actress.
No, they already did this one a long time ago, but it tanked.
Did it
like
really?
Hardcore.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I mean,
well,
remember they redid it with Jaden Smith, you know?
Yes. So they did the same thing.
So they double did that one.
But the funny thing about that is that it's originally called The Karate Kid and everything. Mr. Miyagi is from Okinawa, Japan, which is where karate originated from. But this one takes place in China and everything. So it's kind of like, well, what's going on here with
I think
this
that's
one?
the Chinese takeover of Hollywood.
Should have been called the Wushu
a lot
Kid.
Of the media companies.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They bought Sony, didn't they?
I don't know.
I could have pulled that out of my ass. Totally. Like.
So we had the Ghostbuster one, which I'm pretty sure was across the boards. No one really wanted this, right?
No.
We wanted to.
No.
I mean, I was intrigued by it, but I was just it was kind of another one of those like, why? You know, did like the original cast didn't want to do it and everything, and I thought it was funny how this got so much of a backlash is that, you know, they're now doing like a serious sequel to the original ones now, you know.
But some movies can't be remade. There's some movies that like Three Amigos. What are you gonna do with Three Amigos? You gonna go back and fucking
I
El
wouldn't be
Guapo's gonna be
surprised.
there and
I wouldn't be
shit?
surprised if they redo that.
It's already.
What would they
It's
call it?
perfect the way it is.
What would you call that movie?
The Three Amigas.
No,
What's
that's
the
Senoritas. Trace
Tres
Senoritas.
Senoritas?
And it'll be that one chick that's in every movie. You know, the one from Wild Wild West.
Salma Hayek.
Veronica
Yeah.
Rodriguez.
Salma
Oh, that's a porn star.
Hayek.
She'll probably be in it.
Well, then it's like another thing too. Like that's an old school movie and everything, and it's like, can you get away with what you did back then in this day and age now?
Because of political
And
correctness, yeah.
a lot of it, I don't even think so. It's like I'll go back and I'll watch old movies and I'll just be like, I don't think that would fly nowadays. Like
Well,
you
no.
can't put that into a movie. It's like.
Well, yeah, I'm in my film school that would watch really old movies and just see, like, the teacher would talk about the cultural impact. There's like a vampire movie made in the 1920s where someone pretended to like suck their blood, you know, and people ran out the theater screaming. Like, it was horrific. Like, so
Because they
you
had
could,
never seen
right?
something like that
It's
before.
shock, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, are we just totally out of ideas now and just can't come up with that? I mean, I don't believe so. Look at Tarantino's always original.
Exactly. And then it's kind of like the same thing with the comic books and everything. You know, it's you don't really have to gender swap a certain character and everything just to get a female role in there, because there are literally hundreds of female superhero characters and unique stories that you can bring to light. And guess what? It's the same thing for black superheroes too. There's a lot of them out there, you know? It's just like, are you going to give them the time to shine to bring them to light?
Yeah, which I'll get to kind of do our second point of the podcast, like what things they are doing well over there in Hollywood. Any other comments about Ghostbusters? I think I watched it.
I didn't watch it.
Half-assed once, but
I didn't watch it.
it was pretty bad.
Just because I think that franchise
Wasn't it like
largely
this?
is done. They've done everything.
Well,
I'm
I would like
interested in-
new Ghostbuster movies, but not. Didn't they just remake the original one and just put girls in it, right?
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah.
They didn't-
And this it's funny too. The lead of the secretary that was originally a female in the original one was Chris Hemsworth, and this one is just like so.
So it was a male secretary. And
Yeah.
female. Oh wow.
It's like
Yeah.
so completely just
Gender
flip
bending.
flopped and.
But you see how they treat him, and they would treat that secretary dude like he was a piece of meat, right? Didn't they do that?
I never saw
Oh,
it.
I might
So-
be remembering it wrong because I barely watched it, but I remember them always doing that. And like, where's that Me Too? Like, oh, now that's okay. That way is okay.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay for us to be sexually harassed.
Yeah,
as
they're
men,
like, make
but
sure you
not-
hire a hot secretary or blah 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 blah.
Was
for
he
us.
hot?
It was Thor.
Oh. Yeah, but Thor doesn't look like the actress that played this.
No.
Hello, Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Right.
You know, with that fucking accent and shit.
Right.
You know. My thing is
it kind
that
of touched on the top before, like with the Little Mermaid and everything. It was like there was a lot of females saying even like, you know, this is not my Ariel and stuff like that and everything, you know. But when fucking Jason Momoa turned into be Aquaman and everything, you didn't hear them saying shit about that, you know. They just wanted more shirtless Jason Momoa and everything. And originally, white boy, blonde hair and everything. But I can't hate Jason Momoa because he made Aquaman fucking cool again. But then, once again, you didn't hear any shit from any woman, stuff like this. But like with this one, it's like you're hearing it from like all angles and stuff like that. So you kind of have to wonder, what's people's real agenda and everything with this, you know? It's like, do they just want to stir up hate or something? Or, you know...
Was there an Aquaman, any kind of media, besides comic books, of Aquaman? Was there any like TV appearances or
like
movie
like
appearances?
Smallville, like, you know, there was an Aquaman character that showed up, but once again, white guy, blonde hair, blue eyes, and everything.
Yeah, like
and
SpongeBob, the Barnacle Man or Barnacle Man. Yeah. Yeah, which is interesting because it's funny how they're okay with swapping out Aquaman like that, which I'm okay with. It seems more believable that he's like, you know, a Samoan dude. But every time they portray Superman, they have to like nail it exactly that he looks like Clark Kent, you know, which is kind of weird to me. But
And they keep telling that same fucking story over and over again.
oh, Superman movies do so bad.
We know.
I wonder why. Why do you think
story.
Superman movies do so bad?
Move the fuck on. Like,
jeez, I don't know.
I mean, he could do anything. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. Superman's lame. Plain and simple, I don't like him.
because
I'm not a Superman fan either.
Superhero.
It's just because he can do anything. It's just like,
old
okay.
school is tired. Type
Pretty
thing.
much.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. Thumbs down on Ghostbusters.
Yeah, my whole so with that, this is my whole thing. I believe in people, you know, empowering females to do other things, become a superhero if you want or whatever, but nobody empowers women to be a garbage man or to fucking be a welder or to dig ditches or to fucking do shit like that, right? And that's like real life shit that men have to deal with every day. The whole country relies on men doing nasty, dirty, toxic, deadly work.
We're speaking for the majority, not.
And women are like,
There
yeah, I
are
want to
some.
be a superhero. Well, fucking hey, I want to be a superhero too, but I have to dig ditches. Not literally, but right?
Because he buries people. Yeah.
I mean, but it's for certain jobs, it takes a special type of person and everything, and you know, like sad to say, in certain professions, like you don't see a lot of women in that. Like even in our industry as in AV, you know, it was like, you know, it takes a toll. We do a lot of heavy lifting and dragging and everything, you know, and it's like I've only seen a few women that can really hang with us and everything, you know. I mean, not to say they can't do the job or anything, but just like, you know it's taxing and everything. Like 80-pound subwoofers and everything, trying to hoist those up and everything, you know.
But see, okay, so that's my thing, is that if they can't do that, then they can't be a superhero either. Or they can't, and I know that's all fantasy, but it's like, I hate it when somebody tells their kid, you can be anything you want to be. No, you can't. Some people, have you heard of Bagel Boss? You guys know Bagel Boss, right?
No.
Oh, dude, you gotta fucking
Bagel Boss.
Side issue, but you gotta see this thing in New York. They have this store called Bagel Boss. It's like a place that sells bagels, like Chompy's or something. And this guy went viral because he was in a Bagel Boss yelling about how women hate him and he hates women.
Oh, I
and
did
he was
see
like
that
4
guy.
feet tall. He was like the size of Leah.
I saw that guy.
Dude. So I'm like,
Like those little kids at the Princess right now.
like
No joke, dude. There's dudes working there this tall. I'm like,
he can't do anything he puts his mind to. He can't. He's fucking 4 feet tall. He can't fucking.
I want to be the
I
leading
wanna be in the
scoring
NBA.
center in the NBA.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of short people in the NBA. There was Spud West, Muggsy Bogues, and
Okay,
everything.
Muggsy Bone is as tall as I was. All right,
Okay.
maybe
All I'm
5'7"?
saying
Was
is,
he 5'7"?
No,
You can't across the
5'3"
board.
or something like that.
He wasn't 5'3".
Look that up real quick.
Looking it up.
I mean,
Keep going, Ron.
It's honestly like with certain things like that, it just comes down with the mentality. It's like it's either you're gonna put in the work to get it yourself, or you're just gonna feel like you're entitled that it should be given to you.
Right.
And I feel like that's perception that a lot of millennials have now. You know, it's either one side or the other. You know, and it's like I feel a lot of them. They really don't want to work for it, you know.
Right.
And it was like
That's my thing.
5'3", dude.
Ooh, who was right?
That's
Look at
crazy.
That. Look at that. 5'3".
Okay, maybe that dude can play in the NBA.
Okay, but he's an incredible athlete. You can't take anybody that's 5'3" and
He's
go,
one
you
of
could
the
be in the
best.
NBA.
Wait a
It's
minute.
not going to
Look,
happen.
Spud Webb. Look up Spud Webb. But once again, he put in that work. Like he put into his mind that I don't care if you're 6 foot, whatever. You know, it was like, I'm going to dribble around you. I'm going to be the best there is. You know, I'm going to shoot the lights out. I'm going to do incredible layups and everything. You won't be able to stop me. And a lot of people don't have that mindset.
Right. So going back to what you were saying earlier about the entitlement thing, that's where I think it comes from. Is people have been told all their lives and coddled, you can do anything you want, you can be anything you want, and they pick the thing that they totally cannot fucking do, and they try it or they don't try it, and they become entitled, and they go, you won't let me be in the NBA because I'm 4 feet tall. And that's hateful and sizist and whatever.
Truth of the
The truth of the week right there, Ron.
I thought you were going to hit the,
That was
what
the-
did Ron say?
That was the truth of the week right there, if I've ever heard one.
Right? Well, you could put that as close. What if he tells the truth that's truthier than my truth of the week, and then you have to go back?
Hey, I got more graphics.
All right.
We got more graphics here, you know. All right, we got a little off track. But anyways.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine, yeah. Keep it rolling. The next one on this little list here was Ocean's 8. So I don't have that much a problem with it just because it does tie into the original movies.
I liked it. You know,
But-
it was an original story, and it wasn't taking away from it. It was adding to it.
To the plot, right.
You know?
Yeah.
It would be a lot different if like, the women's Ghostbuster, it was, like adding on to it. Like, maybe it was, like, the daughters of these guys and everything, and then their friends taking over the family business or something like that. Like, I felt like people would have latched onto that a little bit more, kind of like this.
Yeah.
You know? It was like,
That's
this is
how
like
I wish, like-
continuation from that point.
That's how I wish Ghostbuster was. Like they all had daughters, and they're like, "Oh my god, we have daughters now. We can't have the bit," and then they end up doing it anyways. You know, I thought that would have been much better. Yeah. So I think we're okay on that one.
Short to the point.
So this one, like What Men Want. What was that other one?
What Women Want with Mel Gibson, and then
Right.
who was it? Was it? I can't remember who the lead actress was in that movie.
There's been a couple ones of this movie. Like what was that one that Big? The movie Big, where that chick gets wished she was a kid again.
So yeah,
Wasn't that the movie Big? Right? They swap bodies.
It was
Kinda.
one with Fred Savage. I can't remember which one it was, but like him and his dad like swap bodies. But yeah, basically
the same
Big,
thing.
you know,
Yeah.
in reverse.
Yeah. So we're seeing that trend too. That can kind of be a good segue to what we're gonna say, maybe a little later. But we just want these people, you know, to have their own stories, and like, why are we going back to these and then just throwing
Recycling.
a woman character or, you know, a different ethnicity into there?
You know what?
Like,
I think that shed needs a new paint on there. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it needs.
yeah.
Well, this is what I think it is because the upper the elite, so to speak, of media companies and the government and whomever, they're not like us. They don't have to drive on the same road that we do and go to the same gas station that we do and stuff like that. So they're disconnected, and they go, okay, what's popular? What gets ratings? What do people like? And they go, people really like Little Mermaid. And they go, okay, how do we get the black community to identify with the Little Mermaid? That's just an abstract example. You could use it in politics or anything like that. And then that causes them to go, well, let's make the Little Mermaid black, and then black people will have their own thing. And you hear it all the time. They go, what does the black community think of the Little Mermaid? What does the black community think of Donald Trump? What does the black community think of Chevrolet or whatever?
Like, honestly, I think this is Disney's way of making up for Songs of the South.
Probably.
I don't even know what that
It's probably just their way of trying to make up for everything they did.
Such a racist film that like it never literally saw the light of day.
Is that a cartoon or something?
Kind of, sort of.
What is it
like,
called?
Songs of the South. Like, you could probably find snippets of it on YouTube, but good lord, is atrocious. Like, what the fuck? Like, Disney, you made this shit?
So, but here's my point on that. Like,
Well,
I
I mean,
don't know.
it's kind of getting to the point too. But if you
I have
kind
seen this.
if you kind of look back, like
It's
look
gotta
at
be real quick if we're gonna show it.
zippity doo dah. Oh yes, master, I just do that for you right away for you, sis.
Probably get clipped right away if we showed all that.
But here's my point. What, and you may have some insight on this, but probably what the black community wants is for everybody to stop thinking about them like they're one group. And realize
we're all
that
Americans.
Everybody's different.
We all like different things.
You may like a great number of things that I like, and we disagree on very few things, but we happen to be a different color. So I may be part of the black community, or you may be part of the white community. But these people who are making all these decisions, who are disconnected from all of society, are going, what?
But the biggest question is, like,
how do we get black votes? How do we get black people to vote?
Why is it happening now and everything? You know, it was like
I think it's engineered. We're supposed to fight.
Because we're going to go back to the Disney thing. If you go back and you, like, Lion King just came out, it's big. But if you go back and you look at the Lion King animated, half of the cast and everything, they were white. Very few black people in the animated one and everything.
Okay.
Like, a lot of people didn't know that, you know, fucking...
They didn't even see it.
Matthew Broderick doing the voice of Simba, Jonathan Taylor Thompson doing young Simba and everything, you know, and it's like... And now you look at it now, you only have a handful of white people and mostly a black cast and everything, you know? So it's just... Disney, I see what you're doing.
Yeah, but like...
I don't like it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's like what I mean. I guess I see the direction they're going because I was gonna ask like why are they choosing these movies, but I would get Lion King, Africa, South Caribbean or the Caribbean Ocean with not Caribbean Ocean Sea, with Little Mermaid. But yeah, it's just. But I really like your thing with the how we get black voters or the black community. Why isn't it just the community or?
Especially what Trump's saying, let's free ASAP Rocky and everything. Swedish people, you let down the black community and everything. Yeah. It's just like...
No one really cares.
You fucking disappoint me, ASAP Rocky. Like, why the fuck were you stomping out motherfuckers over in the country?
I don't even know about that because I'm not a rap guy.
So basically, this rapper was over in another country. These guys were following him, harassing him and everything, you know. It was like, they might have started the fight, but he finished it in brutal fashion and everything, you know. And that's the one thing that they're looking at. I mean, it'll be the same thing over here.
And he was in Sweden.
Yeah, he was over in Sweden. And, like, first off, you have your security and everything with you. So you're at a point in your career where you do not need to get your hands dirty like that. It was like, that's what this guy is over here for. It was just like, yeah, bounce him over here, hold him while I go somewhere safely so I don't have to deal with that. And that's basically, I can't remember, there was some other rapper who was over in another foreign country and everything. And he was like, I don't want that same shit happening to me. And a group of guys came out, knocked out his security guard. He was just like, you know what? I'm going to be over here. He was like, I didn't see shit. I didn't get involved with shit and everything, you know, so you ain't fucking taking me to jail and putting me away for a long ass time.
Here's the kicker, though, Ron. That rapper that's locked up right now, he has babies with, was it Kylie Jenner or Kendall Jenner? One of the two of the Kardashian.
It's not Caitlyn?
The new, no. So Kim Kardashian and Kanye West went over there begging him to try to do something. To Trump about. Which he's probably thinking, oh, I'll get on Kim Kardashian's good side with her, 30, 50 million followers. Where she's always like, hey, vote for Trump. I'm on Trump's side. Obviously, she's going to have to be on Trump's side with Kanye there.
Yeah, and then I think it's funny with this election coming up and everything, he's like, oh yeah, let's get this guy out and everything. ASAP Rocky, he's a wonderful guy and everything.
He does a Trump impression. I like that.
He's stupendous and everything.
Hey. Say China.
China.
I wish I had a China graphic. Just China. Like a dance or something.
I mean, but once again, it's like, he's like, oh, look, the president's looking out for ASAP Rocky. Look at that and everything. It's just
that's PR. That's been
It's like,
from the beginning.
Read between those lines. No, he doesn't care about PR. You.
But yeah, I don't know why I said black community. I guarantee half of ASAP Rocky,
Swedish, you let down
75% of his fans are white, I would probably say.
Is he
little white kids?
A Swedish rapper? Or
No, he's American. Yeah.
Okay.
He performed at the Super Bowl.
But us black people, we love visiting Sweden and everything. It's like our favorite vacation spot. We are always up in there. So, yeah, for that president to do that, pretty fucked up.
Is that real? Oh, I was like, no. Tell me more about this.
But what do you think of
that? He said the Swedish president let down the black community and everything, and it's just like really? Like how big is their black community over there?
It's actually getting bigger.
It's like, is it
'Cause of
talking
all
about
the
their black
illegal
community or
immigration.
our black community over here?
But what do you think? Like, do you think that any of this? I know this is kind of a side issue, but do you think that any of the stuff like that Trump has done is genuine at all? Like when he pardoned that black woman who had been in prison for decades for drug dealing and shit like that.
Oh.
You think it's all PR? I kind of think it is
it's
too.
PR cherry picking and everything because there's this one girl who was like sex trafficked and everything, and then like the guy who bought her or whatever, she killed him and everything, and guess what? She fucking went to jail for a long ass time, and she's getting ready to be released this month, and it's just like, where was Trump when he could have jumped in and been like, no, horrible, set her free right
This
fucking
happened
now.
during his.
But
Yeah.
yeah, here I'm gonna do this right here.
Uh-oh. Start pushing buttons. I get fucking nervous, dude.
Facts. Facts.
The facts, only the facts.
Facts.
cold, hard
Robbie's
facts.
cold, hard facts.
I don't want our president messing up relationships with other countries for a rapper.
Truth.
I
Okay.
don't want that. Right. That dude
but
obviously
Sweden?
there's
I don't know what the fuck have they done for us.
no, I know. Well, hey,
IKEA.
their watches, or that's Switzerland, huh?
Swiss Army knives and
Who
everything. I
wears
had
a
one when I
watch
was a Boy
anymore, bro?
Scout.
You got a fucking watch in your pocket. It's connected to
Swiss
a phone.
chocolate.
There's some stuff. Yeah, that's
They
what I think.
have good cheese.
They have good cheese.
I like your cheese, but I hate your
Your
politics.
cheese. All right, back on the track. Where we're at. So let's talk about this one a bit.
The Black Mary Jane, or the
Well, she
quote-unquote
is
embodiment
light-skinned.
of her.
I find her.
Yeah,
like,
but have you seen any of these movies?
no, but I find that Zendaya.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I don't know. I find her sexy. So it's like,
But her character doesn't, like, the way she acts and stuff is not even that character, you know?
Exactly. I feel like,
'Cause
I
she-
don't know why they
Just
just did the
look at
whole homage to MJ, and it's just like, just make her a completely different character, and like if I felt like they were afraid
got
to
your
pull,
point on
I
that.
felt like they were afraid to pull the trigger on this one, you know, for like the backlash.
Like,
but
I would have took... Is that the same chick?
it's the same chick.
Well, why didn't you
Yeah,
do her
she's
hair
got her-
like that?
I don't know.
Hair in her
It's,
That
face
makes
and the
way
other
more sense to me if they just did her hair like that. They just
Yeah.
left it all friggin' rat-tattled and...
yeah, I feel like they really missed out on an opportunity to like bring this character to full light, you know. It was like honestly, I had no problem with her playing it because she is a beautiful, gorgeous woman and everything, you know, and I saw a picture with her with the red hair and everything, and I was just like, well, goddamn, that's my MJ. Yeah, that one right there with the
Oh, that.
Jessica Rabbit type look. Exactly. It's like, holy fuck. It was like, face it, Tiger, you just hit the jackpot. No, fucking, I crapped out. I lost all my money with this fucking MJ and everything. So I gotta wait for another reincarnation
Yeah, then
to
they
see
did.
if they fucking get it right.
but what if? Okay,
All they had to do
Would
was
it
change her
be-
hair color. I think it would have been fine, but...
Yeah,
so maybe
'cause
we're
she's-
just ragging on her hair color,
she's
but the way she
light-skinned.
acts, too, is just like she's under drugs or something.
but what if they put whiteface on her and made her more white? Would that be really wrong?
Yes,
That'd
that would
be
be,
like
that
fucking-
would be extremely wrong.
That'd be crazy.
And then I feel like it's a little bit too late to try to turn her into like the sexy bombshell Mary Jane, because I feel
Yeah,
like that
Mary
would
Jane should
completely
be
take
more
away from her strong will character and everything, because at the end of it she has to get all dressed up and sexy just to get this boy's attention and everything. It's like,
Wear a
what the
busty
fuck?
Spider-Man shirt.
Someone added that. We can't show that one.
Look, Spider-Man, I bought a titty shirt
But yeah, but once again, you
with
know,
your face on it.
it just takes away from her like
You would
character
want that.
development.
Did your face?
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome. A hot girl wearing a Ron Ward titty shirt.
Be
Face
advised.
on it.
So yeah, it's just another character. Like, I don't know why they just can't get this character right. You know, it's like you have plenty of source material to go off of, but just like, what's the problem here?
Right.
And it's like I feel like a lot of these writers and directors in Hollywood, they have their own little like hidden agendas and stuff like that and everything, or like once again they're just too afraid what everyone's going to think, and they can't be like the filmmakers of old and just be like, fuck you, this is my film and everything, here we go.
Maybe on the flip side, they are being like, fuck it, it's my film, I'm gonna do what I want with the Little Mermaid, I'm not just gonna repeat it. I don't know, it's just
Who is the director of the new Little Mermaid? I don't even know.
I really hope they bring it for this
I
one.
don't know. Oh yeah, I pulled it up because we talked about it, but we didn't see the
You're
visual.
gonna watch the new.
It all depends on the casting of it, because like for King Triton, I want my man Idris Elba. I want him playing King Triton and everything.
Who do they have playing?
And then like Ursula, I would take like Lizzo and everything. I think she would kill it as Ursula and everything, or Queen Latifah. Those are my two picks as Ursula.
Queen Latifah would be good.
Like both of them can sing and everything, but I could just see Lizzo getting down with that flute, playing Ursula, doing a dope ass track.
She says so according to this picture, take it for what you want. It says she wants to play it, but they chose I forget her name, but
no, why? Why would
they?
Why would they choose
rendering?
a white woman?
Like, I don't like why. I feel like that's just like, I don't understand. It's like, depends on which way you look at it. It's like you got either black on black crime and everything with making Ursula black and her black and everything, or you got the white against black and everything with making Ursula white.
Yeah, you can't make it black against white because that would be.
She's playing purple face right now. Like,
right?
You didn't even have to make her have a purple face. She could have just been a tentacle monster. But.
And then who's gonna be playing the prince? Like, I want Michael B. Jordan or someone, or it's just like fucking, let's get some Hispanics some love or something like that and everything.
Look at this Terry Crews.
Like...
let's put him in there. So you're thinking that right there?
Yeah,
BLM, Black Little Mermaid.
Why is he wearing fishnet?
I don't know.
That's kind of.
That is not a good look right there.
No.
And then, like, it's strange that they choose this one. Like, why didn't they choose, like, Princess and the Frog?
Guy Fieri as Ursula.
Guy Fieri is a lesbian. Old lesbian. Not really.
Like, I feel like with this one, like, they should have chose, like, maybe Princess and the Frog to do their next one. But...
Right, but...
We'll see.
Yeah, they probably don't. I don't know.
Oh yeah, and I want Samuel L. Jackson to play Sebastian the Crab.
Oh my god, can you imagine? Under the sea, motherfuckers.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
We'll kind of touch on that movie here, or his newest movie here in a little bit. Next one we had up was the new 007 that they picked.
Oh yeah,
remember?
Think of my man Idris. He was supposed to be the front row to play the first black Bond and everything.
Right? And remember how much of a controversy it was to even just have a blonde?
Right. And I'm a huge Bond fan, and like I felt like this took back to like the Timothy Dalton days and everything, where it's just like a lot of action and blowing up. Very few gadgets and everything, but once it's Bond, so you got to throw a few in there, but it was just a lot of explosions and killing and everything, It was like just a different day and age for this one, but I don't know. This one, we just have to see how the storyline plays out, because apparently he's going to be killed and then she's going to come into the role and stuff like that, But a lot of people always like argue saying like, oh, they can't be a black Bond and everything, but like people fail to forget that it's a code name. It is a fucking code name.
Right.
It could be fucking.
Yeah, look how much more gangster this looks, though.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah.
Who's your guys' James Bond?
Roger Moore.
Yours is
I was a Roger Moore era.
Mine was Pierce Brosnan.
I mean, I got into it with yeah, I would probably have to say Sean Connery and then Pierce Brosnan.
Oh, yeah. Sean Connery.
Yeah, Sean
Connery was before Roger Moore.
Yeah.
So that was the era that I grew up in. Like, who's your Batman
or who's
your
like
Superman?
But my era was like Pierce Brosnan and everything,
But see, you know what they could have done with this? Instead of just making her 007, you know how they made the Kingsman?
Mm-hmm.
They could have done a story like that.
Yeah.
maybe it's in the freaking slums of like Nigeria or something. They have a hidden agency there or something.
A different branch or something like that, or I don't know.
Yeah, I think that would have been a lot more interesting. Well, I guess we'll see what the story is.
Yeah, that would be a better storyline. It's just like you said, it's just a code name, and it can get taken over by whomever. So my question is from now on, Bond only going to be a black woman, or is it going to be anybody who can do the job?
She get like 3 movies to be Bond.
And then also you have to think about, there's a lot riding on it too, because once again, she's like almost a virtually not known actress and everything.
I don't know her.
So like, is she going to get all those movie deals like all the previous guys? Is she going to get that
For
that
an era,
four
a whole
that 4
era
or 5 movie?
Yeah.
All the
deal,
other ones
you
did,
know?
yeah.
Or like, will this one tank and they're just going to be like, yeah, let's sweep this underneath the carpet and try again in a couple
Let's
of
try
years.
a Mexican.
Plus, it's hard as like your first major role to be an iconic character like that.
Is she British?
Exactly.
I don't know.
No, it's like, once again, let's go back to the same thing with the Little Mermaid. It's kind of like, well, damn. Except Little Mermaid, there's not going to be any sequels to that. But this one, there is a ton riding on it, on the success of it and everything. It's like, because if they don't make that money back, there's more likely not going to be a sequel.
You know what's good about 007 movies though? They never like repeat themselves or
True.
try to redo some of their movies that they've done. It's always a new concept, idea, plot.
They might play homage to certain things, it's like from previous movies, but it's just
like
pretty
Easter
much
eggs,
it's all their own things. I think the only thing that's been constant is M at one point, or Q. Like he was basically in all the Bond movies up until Casino Royale. Well, no, wait a minute. Or was it the last one with Pierce Brosnan? Anyways.
I don't know. Yeah, she has been there, but
Oh no, I would almost say that the 007 role, it doesn't matter who plays it, as long as they are British.
true,
Because that was-
because it is the British.
Right? You can't have a 007 that lives in fucking South Texas.
What are they called again?
Remember when they were
MI6, yes.
Remember when they were flirting with the idea of Will Smith being the James Bond and everything,
I remember that.
It was like, would he have been from Britain and everything? It's like, would there have been a
Or from South
backlash and
Philly.
everything from, like getting an American to play a British person and stuff like that, And
Well, shit, enough of them come and play our roles, so
Spider-Man.
I know. Like-
all of them are British. Friggin' the house guy that played, the
All of,
show House.
Yeah.
You would never get it. I heard him the first time I heard him speaking is native talk tongue. Yeah, but it's just him talking like he
Or
normally
The Walking
talks.
Dead.
It was like an award show, and I was like, whoa.
Like half of The Walking Dead is British.
yeah, exactly.
From acting like they're from Georgia.
The next one we had up was the new Men in Black
So
movie coming up.
I didn't even see. I watched too many fucking documentaries, dude. I don't even know that all this is going on. I didn't know
This
that they
movie's
came
out already.
Is it new?
Yeah, it came out last month. But this one is Men in Black International, so they go to Britain and
Ew.
yeah.
Spot the tea, governor.
Yeah. Hello, governor.
Chip, chip.
But you can see what they're doing here.
So basically, they found an English
Will
Tommy
Smith is
Lee
a
Jones and a female version of Will Smith with the same skin tone and everything else. Basically identical. Like a young Tommy Lee Jones and a young female version of Will Smith. Like, yeah.
Don't
that's-
fuck with the formula.
Why
Why-
couldn't-
why
It's like
dye
a bizarro.
black
It's like you're
person?
really looking at into a bizarro mirror right here.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they did great in Thor and everything. They have great chemistry together, but it's like really, it's like you didn't even try hard on this one.
And it's kind of the same concept. She's a new recruit, and she gets hired onto the.
Oh, I stumbled
Men in Black.
upon you and I found you, so
Yeah.
I should be one of you.
Yeah,
But and then it's kind of
it's
like.
really the same story. Like,
But to me, if it's international, fucking make it real international and everything. Why couldn't the main guy be Indian or fucking from Spain or something like that, or
Right.
vice versa.
Right.
Like, why
That's
couldn't
a
you
good point.
truly
Bollywood.
make it international?
I got a graphic for a freaking good point. Not really.
You know?
Here, I'll hit you with this because everyone loves it so much.
What did
I
Ron
didn't say anything.
Yeah, but this
You
is
said it.
what did Alvin say?
What
Oh,
did
so you're
Ron say?
whitewashing his role? Or?
No, I just don't have a graphic ready for it. That's it.
What did Alvin say? Dun, 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 dun.
But yeah, it's like, I mean, don't call it international just because it takes over and fucking Britain and everything else. If it's going to be international, fucking,
That's
I
still
want
the
to.
West.
I want to see a slew of international people and everything working together, stuff like that. You know, it's
Gotcha.
like, why couldn't the main actor be an Asian?
Yeah, they say international, but it's really just Britain.
China.
All right. Brings us to the new. So this is just leak stuff. This isn't real yet, Ron. But they're in the new Thor movie that they
Or it's
announced
going to be a woman.
at Comic-Con. They're gonna make Thor a woman.
What are your thoughts, Ron?
Would it be? Would she be called Fa?
No, she has her own name. Thor is Thor. That the name will never change. He is Thor. And this is
It's not a female Thor.
what's in the comics.
It's,
What
it's kind of like another one of those things like the 007. It's like it's a mantle. It's something that is like only a worthy person, whoever holds this hammer, shall have the power of Thor and everything. You
Yeah,
know?
but not to sound sexist, but can she handle that hammer? I don't know. It's fucking heavy, dude.
is it heavy to the one that wields it though?
Exactly.
I bet it's light as a feather.
Might lose control and take out somebody that's innocent.
I think it's funny how this one, like, everyone's just like really getting upset about saying like, oh, they're gender swapping and everything, and it's just like, no, like it's still Thor. He still has his powers and everything, and you know, it's just that, hey, guess what? This person can pick up this hammer and use this power too, and become a godlike, you know, superhero. You know.
I think Ron can't wait to see this one though. Yeah, people are
Yeah, I'm
a
not-
little upset about it because
You know what the thing is with all those superhero movies is I'm not a fan. I used to collect comics and shit like that and read them, but I'm not a huge fan until I start watching them, and then I go, "This is a fucking badass movie," but I never watch them, so I'm not privy to all this stuff. I didn't make that noise with my nose. But I'm not opposed to watching it or anything. It's just, you know, you guys are talking about all this female Thor stuff. And to me, okay, so...
Oh, yes, and also, like, in the movie, like, Valkyrie, like, they said that she's basically a lesbian. But,
Okay.
But even though in the last film it doesn't show, like, any hints or signs of her being gay, and it's kind of like, I really hope in this movie...
You want
like,
to see a little scissoring or something? Or?
I guess they just scissor or something.
I mean, but, like, you know, don't talk about it. Be about it, you know? And it's just like, you know, if you're really trying to reach out to a community and everything and, you know, show some, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word I'm looking for. I mean, but, like, just don't talk about saying, like, oh, yes, this character is gay and everything, and then just have nothing show forward in it, you know? It's
So,
like,
Ron, a little backstory. They're going to cast that role with Natalie Portman, which was in the original. She was the original love interest of Thor in the first couple of movies.
Oh, that's weird.
But then they kind of they didn't kill her off.
no.
Oh, so she's coming back as that character?
But she hasn't been in any of the movies since the first two movies, right? First two. So they're bringing her back, and now she's going to take his powers, which is okay. It's a new story. It is in the comics, not the way they're going to write it. But
I really think there's going to be a love triangle between Valkyrie, the new Thor, and old Thor. Like, I feel like that's why she kind of dropped that whole, like, yes, Valkyrie is gay and she's looking for her queen and everything. And it's like, I feel like it's going to be maybe from, you know, well, you guys aren't that, you know, read a lot of comics or no, but like at one point, like, Jane does get sick and everything, you know, cancer and stuff like that. So she uses the powers of the hammer to make herself better, you know, stuff like that. So, you know, what if during that time Valkyrie was taking care of her while Thor was getting his shit together, getting buff, not being Fat Thor anymore, and then tries to come back and claim her, and then, we have this Love and Thunder type triangle going on. It's like, I would really love to see something like that, I feel like that's something that everyone could
Video
get behind.
Right. Yeah.
Plus a huge win for the gay community, especially in a huge hit movie like that, especially a diverse storyline you can make it into.
Yeah, this movie's not out yet, so we'll see. We'll see what happens in it.
So
I'm excited. I want nothing but good things for this one.
Kind of what's in the back of my head right now while we're talking about this is either this is genuinely, the Hollywood movie community trying to come in and bring everybody into a circle and accept everybody, or it could be some multi-level propaganda where you try to annoy a bunch of people so that they get upset with these little things and they fight and draw lines. It's like nerd fights. It's like, let's draw lines on these because we know, that other people are interested in politics. So let's make as many different divisions in as many different areas of life and society as we can, so that when the time comes, we can strike a hammer, to use the Thor thing.
That's when I should have launched that What Did Ron Say right there.
And break apart all these factions of people so that we are fighting on every single different level about movies, about society, about potholes in the street, about black and white and
Internet
women and men.
trolls.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I can't decide if it's real or if it's engineered or if it's a combination of both. But as you said earlier when we started this conversation, why now? There's a lot of division in the country right now over things that are very small and minuscule, and people get triggered and upset by all these different things. And you said brown paper bag, or you said this or that, so we have to attack you. And, very suddenly, are you getting ready to hit the button?
No, you're good. I'm just swapping cameras.
I don't know.
Scared. He's so scared when I touch
feel
the
like
screen deck.
it's always been there, but now everyone has a platform to say something about it now. It's just more in your face now. It was like certain things that you would never hear about over in Texas, and it's just now the whole world knows what's going on in Texas. It's like you can rig your phone and stuff. It's like, I just want to know what's going on in New York. You can do that. It's just like, oh, this is happening in New York. You know what? I'm going to throw my 2 cents over into here.
Yeah, for no reason.
Even though I don't live over there and I don't know what they're going
stance.
through, it's just like...
You talking about Twitter and stuff like that?
Just any platform.
In general.
Any platform?
I'm
I'm not into all that social media shit, man.
Good, Ron.
Stay
'Cause
disconnected.
Nobody needs to listen to what the fuck I have to say, man.
That's why we're doing a podcast. All right. We'll go... Do we have any more examples of movies they're doing this to, or past movies, or?
I mean, if you kind of go back, Marvel's kind of the front runner of doing all this, gender swapping, race swapping, everything. Prime example, another good example. Look at Doctor Strange. You have the ancient one being played by an English white woman and everything, and then you have the other guy Baron Mordo being played by a black guy, which originally, the ancient one was an Asian guy, and then Baron Mordo, I feel like he was Romanian or something like that. It was from one of those countries, but it's almost kind of like a character that's not that well known unless you're a diehard fan or you really look into it, and then people just kind of skirt over it. It's just it works,
Right. Well, I guess that's the whole question. Why are they doing that when most of the time they just try to pick, obviously the person has to act well or sing well or whatever, but it's really about the look, right?
Yeah.
Like, do they look like that character? Can people immerse themselves in this movie because it does look like the characters? Yeah, it gets a little more skewed when you don't have to follow comic books where it's all drawn out for you and you can
Like,
see
is
exactly
each character being represented well by their culture and everything? It's
Right.
just like, you can get a big name Asian actor to play the Ancient One and everything. That would be a huge win for Asian culture and everything. It's just like, look at us. We're the fucking Ancient One. We fuck shit up. It's like, we're the master of all. And then it's like, with the Baron Mordo character, it's just like, do you know that many like Romanian or Czechoslovakian superheroes, bad guys, or anything that's out there, or actors that could have shined in that role? I mean, not to take away from the one guy who did play the role. I think, can't remember his name. He was in 12 Years a Slave and everything.
Yeah.
Like, he did the role justice very well and everything. But then once again, it's like, you don't really hear anyone talking about those certain ones, right? Like with the Little Mermaid. And it's like certain ones will let slide underneath the table,
but
while
not
other
this
ones,
one.
Yeah, not my Little Mermaid and everything. It's just like, oh, Ancient One is like, is he popular, or is the other guy that his villain guy? No, he's not popular. Okay, yeah, do whatever the hell you want with him. Woman, black, white, yellow. Yeah, have fun.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Ron, nothing.
Nothing from Ron.
I don't know.
Ron's
I
good.
don't know the Ancient One. I don't know.
I don't
Like I
know
said,
the
most of these movies
Take
you
me
guys
to
are
the ancient one.
talking about, it goes right over my head. I'm like, all right, well.
All right, so it kind of brings us to our last points here.
Woo!
So we were discussing this earlier this week, I think.
Doesn't that poster alone make you want to fucking watch this movie and see what it's all
yeah,
about?
what is this?
Fucking Harriet Tubman?
Oh,
It's a Harriet
okay.
Tubman movie.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Now that you know that, you see that poster, you're just like, oh damn.
Yeah.
Oh damn,
It says "Be free or die" at the top.
she is out to get fucking down. I mean, yeah, they've done this like in the past and everything for like made for TV movies, stuff like that and everything, but it's just like, we're gonna get it on the big screen,
I think they should have named it Tubman.
But it kind of like the whole overall of this whole topic was like, kind of gets to is like, why aren't we taking from our culture and putting it on the big screen and everything, instead of just like kind of like borrowing and cherry picking
Let's take
from
this,
other ones.
this old movie at nothing but white cast, and we're just gonna put black people in it. No, we want to see the black culture and their successes and legends and myths.
Right.
I mean, like,
and
how
be
many
glorified into a movie like
throughout American history, like how many movies have you seen, like The Founder, about McDonald's and everything, the windshield wipers, stuff like that, It's like, how many black movies can you name that we have like that,
There's plenty. Like you can even do Run DMC and how big they're entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
All the Bohemian Rhapsodies and Elton John stuff coming out. You don't have that. Yeah, they all go to Netflix and stuff.
They only pick certain ones. It was just like, oh, Biggie, Tupac, Straight Outta Compton, It was like, but there are like so many other more big, superstars, like they had like Jackson 5 and American Dream, that was on TV, I felt like that was like the epidemic of like a made-for-TV movie about the Jackson 5. But like, what would it have been like on the big screen seeing that, It was like it never had that much of an opportunity to shine. Like, if that would have went to the theater, oh my goodness, I felt like that would have broken records so much. But I felt like Hollywood is like, I don't know about like all black movies and everything, But like, if you like remember during like the 90s, like they were just pumping them out left and right. It was just like there's so many black films, and then all of a sudden it just kind of halted to a trickle to like B movies or like straight to Netflix, stuff like that. Which, I mean, a lot of like straight to Netflix movies, they're really good and everything, but like, I want them in
You want
theaters.
that theater exposure.
Yeah. It was like, that's why I'm like super excited for this one, because it's a black history tale, something that like the black community can get behind, enjoy, and it's like, And then then you have directors like Jordan Peele with Get Out.
Yeah.
You know,
See, like stuff like that.
original stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and Us. It
And
was
not Tyler Perry movies.
fuck Tyler Perry movies.
Right? That's kind of been the...
See, it's like Jordan Peele, he's trying to bring something different. It's just
I really... I think everyone enjoys that stuff.
And I don't know why Tyler Perry does this, but it's just he has typical black films, you know?
He has Ernest Goes to Camp films, is what it is.
You know,
you could almost see him as whitewashing it too.
Do you want to do Ernest Goes to Camp?
You know how much
with black people?
Yeah, Medea does this, Medea does that, blah 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 blah.
I mean, there are movies Single Black Dad, bringing up girls by themselves stuff. No, those are good movies. I want to see movies like that because there are black men out there like that. Raising kids by themselves. While working. Trying to get their stuff together.
Like Pursuit of Happiness. Awesome.
Pursuit of Happiness. But just to constantly repeat it and everything, it's just you're a better director than this, brother. Give me something else. It's I want my black version of Spy Kids or something like that, or a 007 type deal or Monster Squad or some type of horror and everything. It was just bring that back instead of just recycling the same old garbage song and dance. And it's just the woman's husband, has been cheating on her and everything, and all of a sudden the ex-con that's been mowing her lawn and everything is now mowing her lawn and making her feel better. And it's just the fuck. I was
trimming her bushes.
I don't need to hear the story over and over again. It was bring me to a new place where I think I can go. It was bring out more black superheroes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. It's why aren't you bringing these guys more to light?
I agree.
Then also to touch on that Harriet Tubman, you guys should read Harriet Tubman, Demon Slayer.
What is that?
Exactly how it sounds.
She fucks up demons, dog.
Freeing slaves and fucking up demons and everything that's trying to stop her and everything.
But is that a novel or?
It's a comic book, a graphic novel.
Is it?
Like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Did you ever watch that movie?
See, I can't do those mashups, man.
You haven't seen that one?
I don't know. I don't think I could get into it.
But once again, it's just
four score. That's another movie I have watched.
But it's when I feel we need to put black people, LGBT community and everything, let's have our own stories and everything. We do have our own stories, our histories and stuff like that, let's bring them to the big screen, instead of just, once again, let's not borrow. Another good movie that's getting ready to come out is about Chadwick Bronson's doing Yasuki, the first black samurai ever in Japan. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that.
So that's a real historical story.
It's a real historical story.
Yeah, that's dope.
You can go back, there are so many things on it, but yeah, oh, you're bringing it up right now?
Is that the actor?
No, it's going to be Chadwick Bronson, Black Panther.
Right. Okay. Why is it like that though?
Oh, because that's a picture of Yasuki.
Oh, and they just freaking
basically
when did this guy live? What era?
During Nobunaga's era. Basically came through with missionaries and everything, because how they like to convert everyone. Take some slaves with them. Look, we converted this savage and everything, and look at him now. And then Nobunaga.
So this is the 1800s, or.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and then Nobunaga the Lord, they keep on hearing rumors about this guy and everything, it's guy's as black as coal and everything, and he's a giant. So they're bring this guy to me, I want to see him. And they're this guy can't be for real. So they made him strip down naked and everything. They're scrub. And so he scrubbed and everything, and they're oh shit, this doesn't come off, this guy's for real and everything.
Oh, no way, they thought it was
They thought it was a hoax and everything because they've never seen a black person before.
Right.
So basically in a nutshell, Nobunaga's I'm keeping you, and I'm going to turn you into a samurai. And basically he became badass, and he went.
That's the picture of him.
I don't know if that is a picture of him or not, but yeah, he went into a lot of battles with Nobunaga. He was one of the few people who was give him the honor to sit and eat with them and drink with them and have conversations with them, stuff like that. And like even at the end of like Nobunaga's era, you know, like they let him go. Like not really kind of let him go, but like actually people don't know what happened with him. They don't know if he went back with the missionaries or if he was actually killed or what.
Did he fight in like some wars and
Oh,
shit?
yeah.
That's fucking dope, dude.
He fought in a bunch of wars. So basically think The Last Samurai, but with a black man in it. You know, and that's basically what you're going to get, but on a larger scale.
Right, they're taking it back.
Yeah. And once again, this is a part of Black history. This is something that is real.
And that's badass. Like, you know.
It was like, you know, I mean, yeah, I mean, there's, I guess.
But it doesn't even have to be like historical. It could be a historical backdrop, and then you could have your own movie.
Afro Samurai.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, when's that movie going to come out? You know, I would love for that movie to come out. And then, like, you have Static Shock. You know, I used to love watching that cartoon as a kid and everything. Like, it was a comic book before the cartoon. So, like, when are we going to get that? We have the technology, we have the actors and everything, but it's just like Hollywood is like, I don't know. Will it make us money? I know Black Panther did and everything, which is a shock, but maybe that was a fluke.
We're getting number 2. So
we are going to get number 2.
Maybe it's just because Hollywood's ran by Jewish people.
Is it?
It is. That's the one with the pockets, the one ultimately.
Well, but to a certain extent, but like I said before, I think the Chinese are buying up all of the media companies. So you got.
They just want the gold and the equipment.
They're gonna melt it down and get the gold.
Hey, I seen a guy on YouTube. He had like 100 old computers, and he got a lot of gold out of them.
I saw some of those, and it's like you have to.
It's hard as fuck.
It's more toxic than cooking meth in your fucking house.
It's
it
hard.
Could kill you. It could kill you.
But
yeah,
the dude had like, it was like
I gotta go pee.
It was like 200 ounces. It was crazy.
200 ounces of gold?
Yeah.
No, fuck.
Dude, I saw it. Did you know Tyler Perry built his own studio?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw it on 50 Cent's Instagram because he sent him an invitation. It was like a video invitation in this box and everything.
Weird.
Yeah, he's got his own studio lot now.
Okay.
So prepare for more Medea movies. Probably a TV series.
Like honestly, I've only seen one of those movies, and I was just like, yeah, this is enough. Like, I don't understand people's fascination with that character and everything, but yeah, it's just so weird. I don't know. We just need some more originality.
Right. If they don't want to be original, it's fine, but do stuff like this, you know?
Yeah.
And I watched that last night. It was great. I mean, yeah, the plot is always the same plot in these kind of movies, but as the ancient Greeks said, there's only 21 original ideas. So everything's going to stem, but
and
it
plus
was good.
It's stemming from the original, too.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
and to me, it's like, it's also, too, like, you know, why are you borrowing from over here when we have plenty of examples of our own from back in the day over here that you could be bringing back and making good, you know? Like, I know they did, like, Superfly. That one was pretty good, like a modern-day take on that one. Like, they did the continuation of Shaft and everything, where it was, like, Shaft Jr. and everything, you know? It was like why are we doing more stuff like that instead of just trying to kind of, like, borrow over here?
yeah. I'm also seeing, like, it's like the big time studios are doing this, are swapping genders and ethnicities and stuff. But then people like Spike Lee that have been tried and true the whole time, now he's just going straight to Netflix. Maybe he probably got a deal and they just did it or something. But, you know, usually Spike Lee movies go to theater.
Yeah.
But the time traveling one that was on there, I don't know if you've seen that one, but...
It's in my queue. I remember I saw one that was on Prime called Chirac.
I didn't see that one.
Like, it was excellent. Like, classic Spike Lee and everything. All-star cast in it. And I'm looking at, like, why is it on here? Like, I would have loved seeing this in the theater, you know? It was just, I mean, maybe you get more money this way and everything, or like your idea just gets put out there faster, stuff like that, you know? So you at least reach a few of your demographic media people that you're looking for.
You know what I think it is on that? I think that broadcast TV and movie theaters are going to go away because the new medium is Netflix and stuff like that. And you can just watch whatever you want to watch, whenever you want to watch it. So you don't have to show up at a certain time, at a certain place, or go to a certain channel and shit like that.
I mean, you can watch everything from your phone now.
Right. So all that fucking...
I read somewhere Netflix isn't doing as great as everyone thinks, though.
Oh, no.
Like, they're losing tons of money.
Yeah.
They are?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should get
I think they're just trying to produce way too many things to where, you know.
They're throwing too much money at the wall.
Right, and at not good things. There's plenty of great Netflix.
They canceled Daredevil and all the Marvel movies. So it's like, I mean...
Well, they probably get licensing.
I understand why and everything, but it was kind of like... When those came out, it was just like, wow, Netflix is actually doing something and everything. But now it's going downhill.
Cool. All right, I think that'll bring us to here.
Wrap. Today's wrap up.
So to wrap everything up, again, we don't want to say like we're against
No, not
changing this stuff. You know, we're three dudes talking about women roles, which I'm sure is not the most ideal thing, but we are movie buffs and documentary buffs, and that's just kind of
I'm a movie buff
It's a
too,
weird trend.
But my movie area is like a little bit older than yours because
Right.
I'm like 20 years older than you guys or something.
No, my movie collection goes back a bit and everything just because I love watching films and everything. But if you guys ever saw, there was an interview with Jordan Peele and everything, they asked him, like, would he ever cast a white person lead in his role and everything? And his answer was no, and a lot of people got backlashed and everything, but his response was that, you know, I've seen that movie a dozen times, you know, it's time for something new.
Something new, not repeating something and then forcing your new character in the same exact plot, pretty much.
Remaking Apocalypse Now with all black people.
I mean, well, it's kind of funny.
Who are they fighting? They're still fighting in Vietnam.
Still fighting the Vietnamese.
I mean, that kind of like wrap up, but like back in the day, Spike Lee got mad at Clint Eastwood for doing his war movie about a black platoon during World War II. You know, and he was kind of saying like,
that happened? That really happened?
Yeah, the little argument between them, but it's kind of like, you know, like, I don't care if you're, you know, white, black, yellow, you know, if you're going to get our story out there, then all the more power to you and everything, but make sure you fucking do it right.
Do it
you know?
right.
And it's like, Clint Eastwood is directing this movie and everything?
Wait, he just directed it. He didn't put all white people in it.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then it's like, it was dealing with, you know, what black troops went through in World War II and everything, you know.
What movie was that? I missed that one too. What's it called?
Saint something. I have to.
I'll look it up. So
yeah.
Clint Eastwood directed it. It's
really good.
What's
movie.
wrong with that? Yeah.
I can't believe I'm blanking on the name, but yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I would have said to Spike Lee, why didn't you make the movie then?
Exactly. You know, it was like if the avenue can't be made one way, then try a different way. You know, and it's just like, instead of hating on this man, you should be like, thank you for putting our story out there and everything, you know. It's like, a lot of people don't know about what black soldiers went through during this time and everything, you know. And it's like, when you think about it, there's not a lot of black war movies out there. It's like Glory, Buffalo Soldiers and everything, you know. It's like, we could bring those back too, you know. It was like, let's talk about some untouched ones. Oh, yes, and also one more little known fact. You know, the Lone Ranger, how he's portrayed as white and everything, you know, he was taken from, you know, a black Texas Ranger, you know, from back in the day.
Really?
who spent time with Native Americans and everything, learned to track and everything. You know, was a bounty hunter.
Did he wear a mask?
No. But yeah, he was a lawman for quite some time, you know, and there's so many stories out there from all cultures, sides, and everything that we just need to tap into, you know. We just can't be afraid to do it, bottom line.
Bottom line.
Agreed.
Our
Cool.
stories will be heard.
Hey, amen to that. All right, let's get a thumbnail here so I can Photoshop it there. So I don't just look at your camera and do whatever you want your picture thing to be. Ron, scoot in here because you're always cut off and I don't know what to do with you and you're like half your shoulders gone. Hey, he wants it like that. So I'm gonna do. You're holding the beer up. You gotta turn it sideways though. We can't put them on our thing. Turn it sideways. I gotta. Boom. There's Alvin's. Cool. I'm gonna do one of these. And then Ron. There's Ron. Okay.
You want me to put my...
You can. There you go. Boom. Right. That's a great one for talking about women actresses. Anyways. Cool.
Hey,
all right.
this is a quote from a midget. So that's empowering to midgets.
Yeah, didn't they? Anyway, that's a conversation.
Yeah, Lord Tyrion. This is a Lord Tyrion quote. I drink and I know things.
Turn. Cool. All right. Thank you, Alvin, for coming on
Thank you,
here
man.
and speaking with us.
No problem. Ron, next time we'll come back and we'll talk about guns and knives.
Hey.
Which Ron did
That's a
draw a little
favorite
bit before we came here.
Oh, did you? Huh?
A little bit, yeah.
Alvin, you want to plug? I don't know if people want to check out your knife throwing or anything like that.
I was gonna say, yeah. I can't even remember my
Instagram handle.
What am I on?
So Alvin is excellent knife thrower. He's got a little range in his backyard and travels and does competitions.
Tiny Tank 1983. If you want to come by, see me throw knives or watch me play with my dog or whatever, and yeah,
His dog is very playful.
I'll probably be back
I
over
just
here
got a
talking about
costume by
knife
it.
throwing and gun shooting with Ron and everything. But yeah, that's my main staple. I love throwing knives, tomahawks, and everything. I go to competitions for them, and there's a lot of cool, interesting people in the knife throwing world.
Truly. I think next episode we're going to try to get our friend Marco on to talk about the new 5G that's going to be releasing here very shortly. And maybe we'll try and get Chris back on. Chris was actually at our property yesterday. Let's see if we can get him back on.
Interesting guy.
Yeah.
It's a good guy.
So
Genuine.
Genuinely genuine. From Alvin, Ron, and Robbie, be advised.